that down so y'all can see the table as usual. It's always up too high. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. This is Tarot Talk. These are Tarot Things, and I'm your host, Boogie down Bronx, and I'm here to take care of everybody for, drum roll, please, Mercury retrograde. It's not as scary, or I mean, it's scary if you don't know what it's about. All right, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about what Mercury retrograde is about. Not too deep into it because I want this to kind of be a pretty chill, simple reading for today, where it's not like so intense. Because I feel like everybody's kind of already tense because we're in eclipse season and then Mercury retrograde and then the Jupiter and Pisces. It's a lot of things going on planetary, and I think it's like Mars. I can't remember if it's Mars. Mars is opposing something right now. What is Mars in? I don't know. It's just a lot going on. I can't remember. Somebody said it on Twitter and I don't remember what it was, but something that Mars is doing. So today could be a very chaotic day as well. So just try to watch your outbursts. All right. All right. So Mercury retrograde. Basically, Mercury retrograde is a time period when the planet Mercury appears to be going backwards. And the planet Mercury, if you don't know, is associated with communication, it's associated with travel, the mind, thinking. And so when we have a retrograde, it appears that things are moving backwards. And this causes some conflict. This can cause some issues with communication, with travels. It can cause some delays, some miscommunications in general. And so people tend to get very worried because, especially, as well as technology. Technology can be an issue that happens, like, so it's good to back up your files, it's good to protect your data. There could be like leaks in the system and things get erased for whatever reason, or your laptop breaks, something like that. And then people like, Mercury retrograde. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's something's bad's going to happen to you. There could definitely be, I know for myself, I have natal Mercury retrograde in my chart, so that means that my retrograde, when I was born during a Mercury retrograde. So it may affect me differently, or if you have that in your chart, it'll affect you more internally, maybe more internal setbacks, or maybe internalizing things that have happened to you in the past versus external things happening to you. All right, so let me know in the comments if you have Mercury retrograde in your chart already. Do you feel like there's more internal things that happen to you? Do retrogrades not affect you much at all? Or, do you just watch the chaos unfold for other people? I feel like that's kind of how it is for me. There's definitely some miscommunications though. But yeah, the main thing to remember, and in advice for the retrograde, and then I'm going to go into where it's affecting everyone, then I'm going to pull some cards, is to, if you can help it, avoid making drastic changes or impulsively jumping into something during a retrograde, because after the retrograde, you may regret it. All right, so we have a pre-retrograde shadow period, which is 2 weeks before the actual retrograde, which is today. So we were in a pre-shadow since like May 15th, and then we have a post-shadow, which ends on July 7th. So technically, the retrograde lasts from May to July, if we want to be very specific. So it's best not to make any life-altering decisions, life-changing decisions, not make any big changes until the end of June, really early July, if you can help it, if you have to. Like if it's anything where your life is in danger, your safety is being compromised, please, by all means, get out of that situation, or, do what you need to do. Otherwise, it's best, if you still have to make that decision soon or you have a deadline, just read over everything very, very carefully and do not be impulsive. All right. And then you'll be fine. And just know that things happen anyway. It doesn't matter if it's retrograde or not. There's a lot of fear, like, oh my God, you cannot travel because if you travel, something bad's gonna. No, like, we're not promoting that here on this channel. All right. So just stay calm. Things happen. There could just, if you expect a delay, if you run into a delay, be like, okay, Mercury retrograde, just know that life is unpredictable. Things are going to be unpredictable. People are going to be saying random things, doing random things. It's not going to make sense. The more you try to make it make sense, it's going to confuse you. You're going to be frustrated. So just go along with it. That's the best advice I can give you on a collective scale. Okay, and just reconsider and reassess everything that you do. So with that being said, we're going to start with Gemini energy first, where it's hitting for you and what you should Surrender and release from an intuitive perspective. Now, I am struggling. Like, I don't know. I'm just feeling so indecisive today about what deck I want to use for what you need to release and what you should attract. I don't know if I want to use my surrender deck and another deck, or use just the tarot, or use my moonology deck. I don't know. I don't know. And I want to make it fair. My Libra Venus is crying right now because I want to do everybody's the same. I don't want anybody to feel left out if I do one or the other. We're just going to start with let's start with the astro. All right. So Gemini, the star of the show. This is Mercury retrograde in the sign of Gemini. Sorry, my watch keeps like doing stuff. Okay, so it's in the sign of Gemini. And so that is especially for sun and rising. So apply this to your sun and rising for all the signs, but mainly your rising sign. It's happening in your first house of identity. So you may find that you want to make some changes to your body, get some random tattoos, or get some piercings, or cut all your hair off. You probably already did it, and maybe you regret it, maybe you don't. But if you haven't done it yet and you're like, I just want to change something about me, and it's very drastic, please take your time. Do not do it impulsively. Research, study what you're doing, or think about how it might affect you in the long run. But if it's something that you've been already thinking about, then that's fine. But if it's just something random, like you're like, oh, I'm gonna go and cut off all my hair tomorrow, by the end of the retrograde, you may be like, why did I do that? So anything in regards to your identity, your personal image, the way you see things, the way you do things, you may want to change and reassess, okay? Before you impulsively do it. So just try not to be impulsive with yourself. All right, so let's just see how it feels. All right, let's see one thing. I think, okay, you know what? I'm gonna use this thing. One thing that you guys need to release. Oh, sorry. One thing Gemini needs to release, and then I'll do attract from another deck. Surrender your fear of intimacy, okay? And one thing that Gemini needs to attract during the retrograde. So you need to release your fears of intimacy. What is stopping you from being closer with the people around you or the people you love? And then you have one thing you need to attract. Emotions are running high. So embracing your emotions and releasing emotional blockages, all right? You are ready to let love in. Compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. So you may have a tendency to run away when you're at a heightened emotional state. So instead of running, stay a while, sit with it. Be open to how that feels, all right? Explore that a little bit more. So that's what you need to release and attract, all right? So Taurus, suns and rising. This retrograde is happening in your second house. Financial house is basically happening in your house. The second house is associated with Taurus, naturally. So there could be some unexpected bills you have to pay, maybe some loans resurface that you thought you paid off, some doctor's bills. Could be something with your banks, or just money. You could get some money actually as well, because retrogrades bring things back to us, exes and money and past things that we need, unfinished business really, as a test or some lesson we need to learn. So try not to make any major purchases until after the retrograde. If you've already done it, it's not the end of the world. You're not like cursed or anything like that. But if you make some big purchase, you may regret it, or you may find that you need that money more in another area of life. So just reassess that. Reassess your relationship to money. Do you depend on your material world more than you should? Do you have do you place your self-worth in your material world, like what you own, what you have? If yes, you need to reassess your relationship with your money and where your true values lie, and why you're putting so much emphasis on what you have in this world, and that associating that to who you are as a person. Okay, so let's see what you need to release. No, wait, that's the wrong deck. What you need to release, Taurus. This can be for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the tarot and the oracle part. Surrender defensiveness. What you need to release under the retrograde. What you need to attract. What do you need to attract under this retrograde, Taurus? What do you need to release? I'm sorry, it's just funny. Like, why did they do that like that? Like, that was just so like, No, focus on that releasing. They don't need to attract nothing. Release it. All right. So you got surrender, defensiveness. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out. Then offer a clear, non-defensive response. All right. So you need to release being defensive about when people point things out or flaws you might have, or when people are trying to help you, you may be like, no, I got it. I don't need help. Whoa, Taurus. And then what do you need to release is what you need to attract. So before you can even think about attracting, you need to look at what you're hoarding. What are you holding on to that you're just possessive over that needs to release, okay? And so you might get defensive about that if people ask, you know, why are you so attached to so-and-so or this or that? And you might be like, I'm not saying that. And there might be some truth behind that. All right, so what do you need to release is what you need to attract. You need to be real about that. All right, Aries. Aries, this retrograde in Gemini is happening in your 3rd house of communication. So for you, communication may be the most challenging over the retrograde, with miscommunication, arguments, little disputes, especially with siblings, because third house is associated with siblings. There might be some short distance travel mishaps, so make sure you got your transportation, you got your plane tickets, you got your license, you got all that, you got enough gas in your car, you got your oil change, you got your tires rotated. I know you didn't do it yet. So yeah, make sure everything's set in stone, as much as it can be for travel, but just be prepared. And then try not to speak every single thing that comes to your mind. Think about what you say before you say it. Really, really think about it over the next month, because it may come back to bite you. All right? And check your email, check your text. This is like the time where you send a wrong message to the wrong person, or you send a screenshot to the person that you took the screenshot of. You didn't mean to send it to them, but you sent it to them by accident. Be careful, all right? Be careful. And this is a good time to clean up any communication, you know, strengthen your communication, strengthen your resumes, stuff like that. What does Aries need to release? Surrender to divine timing. What does Aries need to attract during the retrograde? Oop. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. You could have Pisces placements. Surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing is different from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. So you need to release your attachment to the timing of something happening and just go along with what's actually happening. And then balance, spirituality, I almost dropped it, and practicality. So balance your masculine and feminine side, your side that's still and receptive, and your side that wants to take action, because Aries are very action oriented people. Y'all want to make this stuff happen, but sometimes you do have to surrender and know that you cannot always make things happen. Some things just naturally have to fall into place. All right, Pisces. Pisces, this I don't know what word I was going to say. I don't know. I think Gemini got mixed up in here. This retrograde is happening in your 4th house. All right. So there could be some differences in regards to your family life, your living situation. There may be some issues there. For some of you, I'm just getting in my head, like it looks like something with your landlord or something with rent seems to come up. I don't know what that's about, or for which Pisces that is about. But it's like maybe there's some funny business going on with your rent, or you know, like, I don't know. I just see like somebody getting, or like trying to evict somebody, and they can't do that, but they're trying to. And so you might have like a rebuttal against that, or you may have to take some legal matters when it comes to your living situation, or there could be an issue with, excuse me, some people that you live with or something along those lines, or your family. So again, if you're planning to move during retrograde, or you already have this in motion, just really read over the fine print. If you really are not, your heart's not in it, in the house or the location, don't sign anything, okay? Because once you sign it, it's hard to get out of it if you haven't already. You know, I mean, there's always a way out, but just saying, some things can be avoided. And then fix up your house, clean up, throw things away, and reassess your emotional state as far as your inner child goes. What could you be holding on to from your past or from your parents that is holding you back in life? All right, so what does Pisces need to release under this Surrender to inner peace. You just need some peace. All right. And then what does Pisces need to attract during the retrograde? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Any Pisces placement, really. Have faith in your dreams. Okay. So surrender to inner peace. Cultivate inner peace on a daily basis. In quiet, meditative moments, focus on the stillness within and enjoy this inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily. So the main thing you need to release and surrender to is having more peace and doing whatever you need to do to protect your peace and attract more faith in your dreams. And you have everything, you have the manifesting abilities to attract the reality that you want. So have faith in that. All right. Next is Aquarius. This retrograde is happening in your 5th house. So your 5th house, in regards to your creativity, you may find like you have some creative blockages. If you're an Aquarius out there that may be trying to have children, it may be some blockages there, or you're having issues with your children at this time. Something may be going on with them if you have children. But if not, then this is going to be your inner child feeling stuck. Like maybe you're just not having fun. Or you feel like you can't have fun because other things are worrying you, or you're just not enjoying yourself or enjoying what you're doing. So this is a time to reassess the ways you have fun, the way you feel joy, the way you express emotion or express yourself. Romance may also be a challenge at this time because 5th house is associated with romance. So you may have some issues with someone you're dealing with, or exes coming back, or like past flings getting in the mix, third party energy there. But do your best to just try to have fun and not push yourself too hard. Also, if you feel like you can't have fun, then don't. Just relax. All right. So what does Aquarius need to surrender? Surrender outdated beliefs about yourself at this time. So let go of limiting beliefs that originate from the past. Then you can own your power and soar into your life. All right. What does Aquarius need to attract? It's time to release negativity. All right. So hey, there's you, full moon in Aquarius at the bottom. So a lot of you are getting stuck in this negative cycle about, like you're talking negatively about yourself. Like, I'm too old, I'm too slow, I can't do this, you know, I don't have enough of this, I'm not, whatever you're saying to yourself. Full moon in Scorpio, we just had this energy could still be affecting you. We just had this in Taurus season. Now, I know y'all remember the full moon in Scorpio. I do. I'm still feeling it. That hit me hard. So it could be bringing up a lot of negative thoughts about yourself, a lot of negative, you might be just saying negative things like throughout the day, and you need to start catching yourself when you find yourself spiraling in that negative self-talk, like, you know, I'm just so stupid and I'm just this and that. You know, you need to really release that and practice compassion towards yourself and acceptance of yourself, and surrender the projections that other people put on you as to why you feel that way about yourself. What is it that other people have put on you, some limiting beliefs that people have put on you that you've just accepted, and you've been like, I guess I am this way, I guess I can't be myself, I guess I can't. All right, so you need to release that at this time and see what projections have you been taking on. Capricorn, this retrograde's happening in your 6th house. 6th house associated with your daily life, your routines, your work, and your health. So with that being said, there could be some issues with your regular routine getting thrown off course. Something comes up and you can't do what you normally do. Maybe you have, you know, a shift in your job, a shift in your health, and you're just like, what is going on? You feel very off balance is what I'm getting here. You'll feel kind of off balance, or you may be in the process of changing jobs or changing something. So this is a great time to reassess your daily schedules and see what changes you can make to your routine. Like, what is becoming boring, what's becoming dull, what's becoming too much of a chore that you can take out or change up. And also your health may need to be a priority at this time. All right, you might have some health issues that are taking away from your work. Focus on your health. All right, what does Capricorn need to release? Surrender your ego. What does Capricorn need to attract? Be bold and make the first move. Cardinal moon. You could have a Capricorn moon or have cardinal sign as your moon. Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, or Libra. So you have surrender your ego. Cultivate gratitude and be of service to others and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. So your ego may be getting involved here when it comes to your daily work life, or your ego is making you rigid in some way and making it hard for you to adjust to change, making it hard for you to be adaptable. And sometimes you just have to step outside of your ego and be like, all right, you know what, this isn't working, I need to do something and fix this. And stop letting your ego hold on to what was comfortable, or making yourself just want to be right about everything. That's where the ego steps in. It's like, we're not changing this because this is what we know. And that's not always good. All right, so look at your ego issues that you got coming up here. Sagittarius, ooh, this is happening. This retrograde's happening in your 7th house. So you may be thinking a lot about past relationships and past people and exes and people that have hurt you and who you have in your life and who you don't have in your life. Exes may pop up. Or if you have a relationship currently, breakups are common during retrograde periods, but the breakup, it wasn't caused by the retrograde. It was whatever issues was happening in your relationship was amplified, so you could stop ignoring it and you could see it for what it was. All right, so relationships are going to be tested for you, and relationship issues will be highlighted so that you can really fix them or work on it, or realize like this is not the right relationship for you. You know, it could go either way. And old issues from the past, even with your partner. All right, or you know, if you're dating right now, there might be some issues with that. It's not a good time to commit to brand new people yet. All right, but resolutions will be in reach for you. So what does Sagittarius need to release at this time during the retrograde? All right, you also need to surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. And that card actually came out in your last reading that I did for you. Your last Sagittarius reading. What does Sagittarius need to attract? Believe in the impossible. Okay, so you could probably reassess your relationships and what associations you put on yourself based on, like I told Aquarius, you could have Aquarius placements, what projections you've been taking on from other people. And so have certain relationships, are you still holding on because that's who you used to be? And looking at your relationship and seeing like, are you still that person that you were when you first met this person? Or is this person a reminder of who you used to be and what you've grown away from? If so, you have to question, is this relationship still good for you to hold on to? If you've grown away from that person that you were, and those, you know, limiting beliefs or your limiting self, is this right for you still? And then you have believe in the impossible. All right, so that's what you need to attract there, believing in things not seen. Full moon in Cancer was under that. So full moon in Cancer may be a significant time for you by the end of the year. All right, now we have Scorpio. So we have, let me see. Scorpio, this is happening in our 8th house. If you're a Scorpio sun and rising, this is going to be a significant time for you to look at your relationships and see what intimacy blockages you have, or where there's not enough reciprocation, there's not enough giving and receiving, there's issues. All right, with intimacy and vulnerability. This isn't the best time to like take out huge loans or start brand new money investments, but this is a good time to relinquish control issues and work on your shadow self. All right, this is going to be a time really of deep reflection for you. So what does Scorpio need to release? Surrender comparisons with other people. Pretty self-explanatory. And what does Scorpio need to attract under this retrograde period? Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. So something will be significant in November for you. Or I'm not sure when the new moon in Sagittarius is. If it's in November, then it's November. But yeah, letting go of the way you attach to other people and looking at where you've been rejecting yourself and you're comparing too much of yourself to others. Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. And luck is on your side. All right? So try not to compare yourself too much to other people, what other people have. You know, the grass is greener syndrome type of thing. You have everything you need built within you, and anything you don't have, for the most part, it can be obtainable to you. All right. Libra. Libra, this is happening, this retrograde is happening in your 9th house. Long distance travel could be a factor and issues there. But this is mainly a time to reassess your beliefs and what you want to pursue in your life. Like, are you still aligned with your life purpose and what your beliefs are? Or have you been like letting other people's beliefs be too heavy on your shoulders, especially like in regards to family? Like, are you letting your family dictate what you want to do with your life in any way? Or, you know, if you want to take a more spiritual path, have you been limiting yourself with that? Have you been like trying to stay on the straight and narrow, or stay with what's traditional because that's what's comfortable, you know, that's what's socially acceptable? Or, you know, you want to change your path in regards to school, or you want to leave school. This is a time to think about all that, or a time to relearn a skill, or study something new, you know, or start thinking about studying something new. All right, what does Libra need to release at this time? Surrender to silence. Quiet the mind, Libra, quiet the mind. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. What does Libra... Ooh, the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. That's in Sagittarius season. So something about the silence is going to bring you the clarity you're looking for. You may be someone who's very, very active and always going and always surrounded by noise and what do other people want and what are other people thinking and da-da-da-da-da-da. And there's no way for the answers to come. You're looking for the answers. They're not going to be found out there in other people. They're found right here. The answers you need are coming by the full moon in Gemini. So look up the exact date of that, and please take some quiet time to meditate and reflect so you can hear your own thoughts. All right, Virgo, here we are. Virgo, this is happening in our 10th house of long-term career. So there may be some setbacks with your long-term career. There may be some frustrations. There's reassessment in your public image. Maybe you want to change something in regards to your public image. But try not to make any huge, major, life-altering decisions about your career yet. Just try to like update things, update your website, like clear out your social media, or whatever you do for work, clean up your workspace. That may make you feel better. But brainstorming is best before you start executing things. And what can you do to improve your public image or how you appear in the world? Like maybe you're just like, I'm not reaching the audience I want to reach. Like I'm not getting what I want out of this career. What can I do to amplify it, be creative, and change it? All right, but try not to change anything just yet. Just keep thinking about what you want to do. What does Virgo need to release? Surrender unhealthy relationships, okay? And then what does Virgo need to attract? Oh, Virgo. I remember we got that card like 3 times in a row. One like back-to-back readings. Expect a powerful change. New moon eclipse. Okay, this new moon eclipse is actually on June 10th. It's coming up. So Virgos, expect a huge shift in regards to career possibly, or in regards to unhealthy relationships on June 10th or around the eclipse. All right, that's so crazy. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. So Virgo, a relationship doesn't have to be blatantly toxic in order for it to be unhealthy for you. It can be, there's people that are greedy, selfish people that want your time that you don't have, or they don't have your best interests at heart, or, you know, they're relationships that are just very stressful, they're distracting. Okay, so look at those relationships as well and set boundaries with those, and then expect a powerful change. So embrace change that's coming for your highest good, no matter what it looks like. And then we got Leo. Leo, this, I was going to say eclipse. This retrograde in Gemini is happening in your 11th house. So there may be some issues with some friends, friendship drama possibly, or some miscommunications with your friend group or your social media. Be careful what you post online because it may come back to bite you in the butt. All right, be careful what you're sharing with people around you. Some snakes in the friend group may expose themselves. That's okay. You don't need them. But yeah, be careful what you share online. And also it's a time to think about your long-term hopes and wishes and desires. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Is that still where you saw yourself some weeks ago, or is that changing? So think about that and what goals you have. Reassess your goals for yourself. All right, Leo, what else do we have for you? for you to release. You also have surrender, unhealthy relationships. All right, you could have some Virgo placements. And what does Leo need to attract? Communication is key. New moon in Gemini, which is also the eclipse. So you and Virgo have some very strong similarities here in regards to something happening around the new moon eclipse coming up. Communication is key, and being very clear with your intentions on specific relationships and which relationships are just becoming out of hand, toxic, not healthy for you. Okay, and last but not least, we got Cancers. So this is happening, the retrograde is happening in your 12th house. So you may feel very tired, especially Cancer risings. You may be tired. You feel like, oh my gosh, I need some rest. I need a break. This is the time where you're probably going to want to take a social media break, take a vacation, just sleep. Okay, so if you're tired, that's normal. That's to be expected. And it's a time of recovery. This is a time for reassessment. You may discover some secrets, because 12th house is associated with some secrets, potential losses or closures, completions of things, and hidden enemies. Okay, 12th house is associated with hidden enemies. So some people may slip up and do something or say something shady, and you're like, noted, or you cut them off. All right, this is a time where you might be cutting people off left and right. You're not dealing with it no more. And yeah, just a basic disconnect is needed for you guys. A break in general is needed. And past issues may come up again, like past mental issues or past fears may come up, or past life stuff may come up in your dreams for you to reassess and kind of heal through it again, or heal the right way, possibly. What does Cancer need to release? Surrender the habit of people pleasing. And what does Cancer need to attract? A new start is coming, new moon. And then a new moon eclipse is under here. Oh, and the new moon in Gemini is under that. All right, so the last 3 signs I did, Virgo, Leo, and Cancer. Something very powerful is happening under the new moon for you and the eclipse. So this says, speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. So Cancer, this is a time where you're going to really realize, like, maybe you have not been putting yourself first. And you realize why you're so exhausted emotionally, mentally, physically, whatever kind of exhaust. There's multiple kinds. And you're going to be like, it's because I'm always trying to help other people. I'm always emotionally letting people take advantage or dump on you. And you can't handle it all the time. You need to say, no, I can't do that. And that's just too bad. That's what I would say. No, I mean, I don't know. And then new moon, a new start is coming. So attract, be expectant, be optimistic about the new start that's coming. All right. I know y'all like when I close it like that. It's okay. It doesn't hurt it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this Mercury retrograde reading. This was a pretty good reading. I'm excited. Kind of scared, of course, but I'm just gonna go with the flow. That's what I said on Twitter. I'm just go with the flow and not expect too much, you know. And that's it. That's all we can do. All right, so be safe, you guys. Love you. I got more readings coming out. I'll probably have early access reading on my Patreon. But yeah, I'm gonna do more signs reading on YouTube. So that's it. I am at Tarot by Bronx.